Adelaide's FIVEaa.
Groovy music for us too.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll work out which one it is. And this is Steve Davis. And Mavis.
Sounds a bit Stevie Wonderish.
Really? Is that how you're feeling tonight? Really?
What are you trying to say?
Trying to say you might be, a little blind.
Well, it does. It sounds like that.
How many fingers am I holding up?
What fingers?
Aye.
What's that song? So in the City. Living in the City. Stevie Wonder. Sounded just like that. It's a funky start to Online Insights. How was your Mother's Day?
I don't know. Oh.
You forgot it was Mother's Day?
No, not completely, but I did forget to ring my mother. So if you're listening, actually, in fact, if you're one of the many people that are in contact with my parents, can you please pass on Happy Mother's Day for me to my parents, as they seem to pass everything else on to my parents.
I think on a hierarchy of intimacy, we've got the cheap little card quickly scribbled in. That's probably down towards the bottom, but at least it's a token.
Yeah.
Then you've got asking over the radio if any of their friends could pass on your love to her, your sincere love, and the fact that you're always thinking of her.
Yes. I thought of it several times, but I was busy.
What? You were busy? Too busy for your mum?
Yeah.
Was she too busy for you ever?
Yeah.
She don't.
Yeah, quite often. She's a shift worker.
So this is payback subliminally.
Yeah.
You're punishing her. Ooh, this is deep and meaningful for Mother's Day.
It is.
Nice.
Now I've got a weird question for you, because you're a bit of an advertising guy.
Or marketing.
Yes. Yeah.
Again, in
exactly.
hierarchy, marketing is at the top, and then you work your way down through to advertising.
Right. Well, then down near the bottom feeders.
Well, actually, I'll probably flip it. I'd say marketing's the foundation. Out of your marketing comes your instructions to advertise or to do some social media connections with your market, etc. So it's the thing that binds it all together. But anyway, go on. I don't want to overthink everything you say. That's not
Yes,
what I'm
you
here
do.
for.
That's why you're here. That's why we pay you. These new drug adverts, they've been out for a little while now. You know, there's the old surgeon having a cone and
Yes.
bus driver having some speed, and I don't think they're particularly well thought out ads.
Why not?
Well, and I'm certainly... let's take the surgeon, for example. Right? Now, if I was going in for surgery, I must admit, I'd be honest, I would prefer that my surgeon hadn't taken anything. That would be a preference.
That would be a preference.
But if I had to choose a drug that he was on, marijuana probably isn't a bad one. He'd be fairly intensely involved in what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? I would much prefer he wasn't on speed going ding-da-dum-dum.
Or LSD.
Or LSD going suddenly operating on your foot instead of your chest. And the downside I would have thought on the stone surgeon is you may wake up and find that you've got a Snickers bar inside your chest. That would probably be the worst of it. But it just does. And the other one they've got is I think it's a pilot who's possibly snorting speed, or a bus driver who's of all the drugs you had to pick to show that one. If I was on a plane, I'd honestly, or a bus, prefer they weren't on anything. And that's just my own personal opinion. Really, it's probably best they're tested and they're not on anything, let's be honest.
I don't think you're alone on that.
But if I had to pick a drug, I would probably pick speed, because they're going to be paying full attention to what they're doing. You know what I mean? They're the guys I'd rather who weren't stoned. Do you know what I mean?
I see. So you've done like a strengths and weaknesses analysis,
Yes.
SWOT analysis of each of the drugs.
Yes.
And you've applied an occupation to them.
Yes.
And you've
worked out that they've got the whole thing back to front.
I think you've thought about this just a little bit too much. What were you on when you were watching these ads? Is what
I'm old. I'm not on anything anymore. No, I'm on doctor's medications now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, finally.
You know you're getting old when you don't see your drug dealer anymore, but you see your prescription guy a lot. You chemist guy, yeah, fill this.
Look, I'm
You're
not
looking for cops.
Look, I'm not sure. I actually think of all the ads I've seen in the anti-drug movement, these are probably some of the best that I've seen. That just put into perspective how you think that you're special and nothing you do matters, and here it is applying to those other people you rely on. And one of the things that we often forget in this world is we think we're an island. We think we are our own people. You know, a lot of us think, you know, self-made person. Well, no, you're not. You never have been. You never will be. You know, you could be the richest, wealthiest person, but I tell you what, if there weren't people slaving away in a factory somewhere or in a really well-paid boutique somewhere sewing you
Or in your office.
or sewing your shirts, you'd have no shirts to buy.
Exactly.
And it goes all the way through. The water you turn on your tap, it's because there are people out there making sure the pipes are still running.
There are self-made people out there.
Who?
That guy that was in that email the other day.
What email the other day?
Didn't you see that email? Didn't I send you that one?
No, you didn't.
The gentleman who worked as a ticket parking inspectory guy at the zoo.
Right.
And was directing all the traffic. Very, very nice person. Been there 25 years. Everybody loved him. He was wonderful. And one day he didn't show up for work. And so they started making inquiries as to A, where he'd gone, and B, when was the council going to replace him. And the council said, we never had anyone there. So for 25 years he'd been collecting apparently £2,500 a week on parking and taking it home. Set up his own ticket machine.
But
now there's a self-made man.
But even that's not a self-made man. He was relying on the fact that people made cars, that people were putting petrol in their cars to get there, that there was a zoo nearby. You know, you see what I mean? Nobody is an island.